Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with three S's. I'm your host here, Chantele. Francis here, back with the whole crew. Well, most of the crew to do the draft for the challenge, season 40, Battle of the Eras. With me to do it is Matthew. How are you doing today, Matthew? You ready?
I'm doing great. We're 2 days away from the Challenge Season 40 kickoff special. So nice to be here just to get pumped there. Still no super trailer, which is a little strange considering the season starts in 2 days. But I'm excited and happy to be here.
Whoop, whoop. And we have a blast from the past. The originator of the challenge podcast with me is my girl Fanta. How are you doing, Fanta?
I'm doing great. I'm so excited. I can't believe it's almost the day of the premiere. Yeah, interesting. No super trailer. But I've watched like all the little clips and all the little interviews and everything. So I'm getting pumped up.
All of them. Okay, so I haven't seen all of them. So if there's any that come up when we briefly talk about the players that we are picking, please give us some intel. I know Matthew will probably bring up one for sure. But if there's any that I haven't seen, like I didn't see the one with, I think, Anissa. I didn't see the one with CT. If that's the same one, I can't remember. So just, yeah, I want to hear what they have to say before I have a watch. You have some fans, Fanta. Yes, I got her back. I got her back.
I've been here a little bit. I've
A
been here a little
little, a
bit.
little. Yes, you're here for the start of this live. So now we have Fanta here, but we do not have Michelle. Michelle is booked and busy. She is in a play and she has to work. So she has sent me her list. So I have them in the order that she would like them to be drafted. And so when it comes her turn, I will choose the next person on her list and draft that way. Is everybody okay with that?
Yes,
Now,
absolutely.
the last draft we didn't really ever talk about the results, but in fact, Matthew, who usually has a little bit of an unconventional way of drafting, has won the draft. Michelle came in second, and I came in third place. So this, to me, means that Matthew should get the opportunity to choose the order. But because Fanta hasn't drafted with us in a while, she will get to determine whether we start with male or female, and it will be a snakeroo, a snake draft. So, Matthew, on to you. You have the floor.
Shouldn't it be the opposite? Where Because if I choose the order and then Fanta says, "Oh, we're doing men first," and then I end up with my last choice of woman. So shouldn't it be Fanta chooses the order and then I choose whether we start with men or women?
Well, if Fanta wants to go that way, the way that I was saying is how I was thinking of doing it, because, but what do you think, Fanta? You are the guest today.
Oh my gosh, now I'm like in the hot seat.
Okay, how about you could choose either one of those. So you either choose the order or you could choose whether to go first. But Phantom will be doing the opposite, the other thing.
You want Matthew to
He
choose?
could choose if he wants.
Okay.
Does he want to choose the order, or does he want to choose who goes, or male or female? And he
Okay.
can
Yeah.
learn this. He can decide after the order would be determined. Is that
Okay.
fair?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I would like choice of gender. Um, so I wait. So if I want to get my first choice of man. So
Okay.
how does that work? If
um,
I want to choose first for the men, um, and I will choose last for the women.
well, telling Random that is probably would make it likely that it would be the opposite. But for that, you would have to be in the first position or the fourth position.
Okay, so really, like will have no control over it. All right, in that case, I will choose second. So scratch that. I'll go. We'll make the order. I will let Fanta go first, and then Fanta, you can choose your first male or female. I guess I'll go second. Chantele, you can go third, and Michelle is not here, so Michelle can go fourth.
All right. Perfect. So then let's begin. Where are we starting? And is it going to be male or female, Fanta?
I'm gonna start female, ladies first. So I'm going first. I'm gonna pick Emily.
Oh, okay. Going with Emily from the start. Why are you choosing Emily up first here?
I find that she's just like really great, well-rounded.
And we haven't seen her
I
in a
know
while.
we haven't seen her in a while. I know it's like kind of a bit of a risky pick because we haven't seen her in a while, but I'm hopeful that she's just not kind of like a front runner for a lot of the heat in the beginning for that reason.
Mm-hmm. She just might breeze on by. Okay, so then I'm going to go with the second pick here.
Oh, wait, no. I'm second.
Oh, you're second. Sorry, you're third. I'm third. Go ahead.
Yeah, you
You're
go
probably going to get your
third.
first female pick here then.
Oh, yeah, and she would probably be one of the last picks if I wasn't here, but I'm going to take Amanda. And if Amanda goes home episode 1, I'll be quite miserable, but I'm just not letting her not be on my team here. She is the person I'm most excited for, and if she goes down, I'll go down with her. So that's about that. I don't have expectations of her winning, but I do want to be able to say that she was drafted second overall and ahead of the people that will probably outlast her on the season.
You'll get lots of points though.
Right. So
You'll
just
get
so
lots of
everybody's
points from her.
aware, the type of points that we do in this draft is if there's any fight points, if there's makeout points. We have been doing MVP as well, where they get 2 points. Making it to the final, they get some points, and placements, it gets some points as well. So I do think that she'll have a lot of like airtime, likely. She'll cause a lot of drama, likely. I do think we see in the trailer that she kind of gets into something with Tori, so she's probably gonna get into something with a lot of people. And Matthew, you saw her video in those little preview teasers. Maybe you want to just share some of the highlights from that video?
I mean, the highlight of that video was they were watching the footage of Olivia backstabbing Nerys last season. So Amanda was watching it with Michelle and Olivia in a group, and Amanda was basically just asking Olivia, "Why did you do it?" And at the end of the video, Amanda basically determined that Michelle convinced Olivia to do it, and essentially the video ended with with Amanda telling Michelle that I believe she said that she hopes that there is a cock for her to suck this season because that's all Michelle is good at. So yeah, definitely no love lost with Michelle and Amanda as well. So if Amanda's there 1 episode, 2 episodes, or 10 episodes, she'll be getting in quite a few fights, whether it's with Tori, Michelle, potentially Cara Maria. I don't think her and Tony are on good terms. So a lot of enemies, but Amanda is not going to be silent on her way out.
No.
I'm in. I think you could have maybe allowed her to fall a little bit further, but I know that you want to just be like, I chose her second in the draft, and you wanted to choose her first in the draft. So, I get why.
Yeah. If I was going with my head, of course I would not be taking her there. But I picked based off heart, and somehow I won last
you
year
went
doing
a
that.
couple, so
Yeah, maybe I'll win again with following the heart, and maybe Amanda will surprise everyone here.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to go with a heart pick. I'm going to go with Old Reliable. She won the last draft, or the last season of All Stars. So we know that she's going to get into some fights with Cara Maria. We know that there's going to be drama around her. She's decently insulated with the amount of people that she knows. She's played with old school. She's played with new school. She's won recently. So I'm just going to take Laurel. We know that she's going to get some points. She won 5 daily challenge in All Stars. She won the season. I know it wasn't the best most competitive season, but she definitely still won. And so I think I'm just going to take the most recent winner off the board and take Laurel. Any thoughts about Laurel while I look for Michelle's?
Yeah,
Michelle
to
sent me
me,
a list, guys.
Yeah, Laurel to me is kind of similar to Emily, where just physically so dominant that it would never be a shock if either of them won. Getting them
Yeah.
out is going to be very difficult. They're not going to lose many eliminations. So I don't think Emily has ever lost an elimination. I think Laurel's only lost a couple in way more seasons. So getting them out will be super difficult. And Laurel is certainly capable of winning a final. We just saw her win one a few months ago. So yeah, I think that's a pretty nice safe pick as well.
What the wow! Okay, so funny enough, Michelle isn't here, but was going along the same wavelength as Fanta and had Emily as her first pick. But I'm going to then have to go with her second pick. And do you have an idea who it would be if she had Emily
Is
as
it
her
the
first pick?
Cara? I feel like
No, she
Cara.
picked Rachel is Michelle's
Oh,
second
okay.
pick for this draft. I think that Rachel's a good pick. And she didn't really perform that well on All Stars, but she went out on something like they're throwing stars at a board. It was like actually a carnival game. Like that is a carnival game.
Yeah.
Is trying
Yeah.
to, pop the balloon on the starboard. So I think that she hasn't really showed what she's capable of. And I think that there's so many distractions here that she might be able to kind of get deep into the season, which would allow her to get to the end. And if she gets to the end, I think she has a really strong chance of winning. So I think it's a great choice. I was going to pick her pretty soon.
100%.
Yeah, I think the nice thing about Rachel is if you look at the women on Era One, she by far stands out as the strongest, and she'll be the woman that none of the men on Era One want to lose. I feel like the
Yeah.
men, like people like CT in particular, are gonna look at someone like Anissa and Katie as kind of dead weights, and they're gonna try
Yeah.
to get those kind of women out, and even Tina to an extent. But Rachel is going to be someone that everyone wants to keep around. And I think she is very well insulated with the newer eras as well, with the challenge workout plan. So I think Rachel is going to be in for a much longer stay than obviously All Stars, where it was a little bit fluky how she got out there.
She'll stay
Yeah.
more than the 12 episodes of the whole season, I think. Like, it's what, 20, 23 episodes? I think she'll definitely make it past episode 12. Any other thoughts about Rachel before I move on to Michelle's first male pick?
No, I think that's something like
All right, so this is a little bit more, we'll say, controversial. I think that this person that Michelle chose for her first man really surprised us in All Stars 4, showing that they're really capable of being athletic. We never really saw this side of them before because they didn't necessarily make it too far into some seasons. So she took Derek C as her first male pick here. You have a strong reaction, Matthew.
Yeah, I mean, I was obviously impressed with Derek, but as the first choice, I'm a little surprised just because he is coming in as someone who is not on paper physically the strongest. I don't think he has the most allies either. I wouldn't be shocked. He is the kind of person that can fit in with any group. So I wouldn't be shocked if he did stick around a bit. But there are a lot of heavier hitters. But I mean, who knows? Maybe Michelle is following the same path as me and just choosing who she likes the most. So
And probably wants
I
to
don't
see him
know
do
with her
well.
being
Mm-hmm.
yeah, if she's going off of like purely chance of winning, I don't know if Derek would be at the top of my list. Maybe more like mid tier, but I like Derek and I'd love to see him go far.
yeah, I want to see him go far, and I understand kind of why she's probably picking him. He definitely was a shining star, and I didn't like the way that he actually went out in the final with the
Yeah.
stupid. It was bad. I think that if he was able to do some of the running portions, we might have been able to see him excel a little bit more. And so I'm looking forward to seeing how he does here. So that's definitely a heart pick, I think. Now,
Yeah.
for me, on my first male pick is what Sophie thought Michelle might do. I think's me gonna pick myself a Jordan. Of
Damn.
course, Jordan is Jordan. He defies all laws of capability. Um, Now he's not great, in my opinion, with the social aspects and the politicking, but he's always able to back it up with his athletic performance. So if we're looking for a winner, if he gets to the final with anybody other than Anissa, I think that he can win that final. So I'm just going to take Jordan because I can see him winning.
Yeah.
What's that?
I'm now mad at you.
Oh,
So
oh, I'm sorry.
that was, I'm sure, everybody's top male pick, but
Probably not Matthews, but
yeah, Matthew
To be
picks in
honest,
a
so the thing about
no.
the men for me is I don't really care that much about most of them. So for the men, I did kind of put it in order of who I thought could and would win. So obviously Jordan was at the top of my list. He is, in my opinion, the best finalist of all time, the best at running the finals. So as
Mhm.
long as he doesn't get thrown into an elimination that requires two hands, he is pretty unstoppable. And that's not to say he can't wind up in the wrong elimination. We've seen it before, but that's really the only way you get Jordan out of the game. And even then, sometimes he still wins the eliminations. So I think Jordan's really well set up, being on a team with not only Tori, but also Avery and Naya from his real world season. Tori has her friends. None of them are going to want Jordan out. And Jordan's got friends in other eras too. I think he's hooked up with like four different people on this
who can
cast.
you
So,
name his hookups, his previous hookups? Hopefully,
well,
he
besides
bites.
Tori, I mean, there's Tori, Naya, Nerys, um,
Laurel.
uh, Laurel. I think he
John
hooked up with
A.
Emily.
Oh, but John A's
Oh,
not on
John
his.
A. Yeah, yeah. So I
Or
mean,
no, yeah, John
five
A
women
is.
there that
Yeah.
he's.
Okay, 5 X's in Jordan at minimum. So, do we know if Jordan is in a relationship right now or while
Yeah.
they filming the show? Because I know he's in
Yeah.
one like currently, but it was happening when he was on the show?
I'm pretty sure,
Uh,
yeah.
I just want him to have some hookup points, maybe. But yeah,
Yeah, I don't
wait,
think
Jordan.
that will happen, but I definitely think Jordan will have quite a bit of drama points. I mean, he's similar to someone like Amanda. He'll never hold his tongue. So he'll get in some fights. If he doesn't hook up, he'll win a lot and he'll get in some spats with people.
Yeah.
Perfect, Matthew. Where are you going?
Okay, so this is tough. I mean, there is like an obvious choice here. So I was telling you guys before we hopped on, when the cast left to film, I made my rankings of who I thought would win and then who I was most excited to be there. The person that I actually thought was going to win, and this is not who I'm going to take, but the person I thought was going to win was Laurel for the women and Darrell for the men. And I know that's kind of controversial with Darrell because he hasn't necessarily been the greatest in recent years. I just think Darrell's very well set up. I think he is kind of that era one crew is going to be tightly together, and Darrell's kind of connected to everyone. But I think for me, it's just hard not to take CT. So I'm gonna
Mm.
take CT here, even though I am a little concerned. He's obviously not coming in the best shape of his career. We did see in the preview, it seems like he has some sort of issue. I don't think he'll be evacuated from the game. I think that's kind of just to throw us off. But
Yeah.
I'm a little bit worried about CT. But at the end of the day, he is politically so strong, and people are not going to want to get rid of him on his own team. So it's just going to be a matter of will people from other eras take shots at him. And in recent years, they have not done so. So I'm hoping that just sticks here, and maybe he can work himself into better shape throughout the season.
Obviously, great pick. You can't leave CT too far behind. I would have probably taken him first, but still hesitant with him being taken off in a stretcher. I don't know what that means for his capability of winning, but he's definitely likely to be in it for the long haul. So I love CT. I'm happy that you chose him. You know, all right, Fanta.
Yeah,
Choose your guy.
I was gonna scoop him up if you weren't going to. Okay, I'm gonna do a little strange pivot because I know I'm leaving somebody pretty big on the board. Are we? Yeah, we're still on men, and then women, and then we go back. Okay, I'm gonna pick Theo.
Okay, nice.
We haven't seen Theo in years.
Well, the world championship, but
World championship. But he brings a lot of drama. Funny. He's very athletic. We're gonna see
hot.
He's hot. We're gonna see some entertainment. We're gonna
Probably
see some
hookup.
hookup.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna see a hookup for sure. I'm excited to see him. So it'll be interesting to see how he performs as well. I mean, we did see in World Championships, but with one eye. So
I think he has both eyes, but I think it was just like
it
was weakened, we'll say.
Yeah.
I know that. I mean, I would not want to be hit in the eye with a cork from a champagne bottle. But I don't think that he still has his eye. I don't think that he lost it, but I think it's been damaged.
Yeah.
Sam is loving that the Banana Man is not in the top 3 or the top 4 gagged.
That's what I said. Like, I know I was leaving somebody like really big on the board, but in good conscience, I cannot.
I think that it might have been the editing for a world championship because we've heard from Cass that he was really funny and like they all really got along with him and liked him a lot. And so maybe we will get to see a little bit more of this side of him.
I think we will. From what we've seen trailer wise and knowing about the hookup and stuff, I think there's going to be a lot that's going to happen with him.
Yeah, and I'm sure that Olivia is not going to be hooking up with somebody that's like the loser. You know what I mean? Like, always being thrown into the elimination. Like, that's not who she's going to hitch her wagon to. So I'm sure that he's going to have the winning shine, daily win shine to make her, interested.
Yeah, I think so.
I think the problem with Theo on World Championship was that he was working with the majority, and it was just people like Jordan, Bananas, Tori are naturally going to get more airtime, especially if Theo's just working with them. He comes off as just a number. But I think coming into this season, there's going to be people that he's going to be feuding with, and we'll be able to see more entertainment out of him. Even if he is working with a Bananas or Tori, I think just the fact that he's going to be hooking up, Polly's there, Cara's there. Like there is going to be more fire to Theo here, and I was disappointed, but I'm excited to see him back. And I do have higher expectations for him for sure. And then obviously physically, he's one of the best on the cast.
All right, next lady, please, Fanta.
I'm gonna go Cara.
Of course.
Seems to be pretty. I mean, yeah, it's Cara, so she's pretty unstoppable in terms of eliminations. If she doesn't do so well on dailies, like that's kind of one of the things is not many people are going to want to see her in eliminations. Not many women are going to want to see her in eliminations, or however that format will go. She's pretty well rounded. And she's gonna get in a lot of fights.
Mm-hmm.
Like straight up. And there might be some friction, like who knows, there might be some friction even between her and Polly.
Yeah, I wonder if this is the beginning of like I don't know if they're together or not together or what. I think they've unfollowed each other. I don't know if they've followed each other back yet. Do we have any clarity of their stance?
I think they're like broken up because there was like she was doing like a bunch of posts about her like packing everything up and like moving out. So I think, and she still doesn't follow him or the rest of his family.
Well, there's definitely going to be some fights with Cara, so points be had for sure. Matthew, good pick.
Oh yeah, Cara was the next on my list. I think guaranteed points for fighting, and again, like someone super strong, like could easily win multiple eliminations. Could be could be MVP many times, and could easily win the season as well. Um,
Yeah.
Obviously, like coming in with a few rivals there, so I imagine she will see a couple eliminations, but she's more than capable of winning any of those. So yeah,
I
great
know who
pick.
you're going to do for your woman, though. I know it. I know what you're going to do. I
So I have two women here that I desperately want to take.
Mhm.
But they are two women that I do, similar to Amanda, think will probably not last super long in the game. I'm hoping I can just get them later. There is one woman here that I just think is like sticking out as someone that could easily win, and has as good of a chance as Emily, Laurel, Rachel, and Cara as of winning the game. So I think I'm just going to go there, and I'm going to take Jenny West. I think Jenny being back is it's a shame that it took this long for her to come back, as she dominated her last season. She beat Bananas in a final. Physically, she is just in better shape than anyone on this cast, man or woman. Um, and I think she's going to come in hungry, and I think it's going to be hard to beat her. She's good at puzzles as well, and she's not going to make enemies. She'll be a little bit boring, maybe, maybe a slightly better version of, say, like a Casey. But I think Jenny is just someone that would not shock any of us if she ended up winning this whole thing.
Yeah. I wonder, I'm very curious to see if because she did have like some nervousness in terms of like physical contact, having
Mm,
physical contact, like in terms of
hall
elimination
brawl kind of thing.
and
Yeah.
hall brawl, like that type of thing. So I wonder if
I think
she's
she
worked on
would
that.
train. She's the type
Is
that would
that,
train.
yeah, I'm curious to see it.
I like Sophie thought that you were gonna go here.
So Kellyanne was the first person on my list in terms of favorites, but I'm like, oh, okay. Like, if I lose Kellyanne and Amanda in like the first 2 weeks, I'm just gonna be so devastated, and I don't want it to also impact my draft. So we'll see if she's still there. Kellyanne, I'm a little worried about. It's just looking at her team. I think she is someone that might be a bit expendable.
Agreed. I mean, I love Kellyanne. And she just doesn't. I think it's good that she doesn't play ball all the time, but then also it allows her to be thrown into more eliminations than if she politicked a little bit, then she would. So, yeah, what we love about Kellyanne doesn't necessarily keep her in the game long term, unfortunately. I'm gonna go with somebody. It's me next. Yeah, somebody that has won 2 seasons recently of All Stars. Now she didn't do that well in, was it World Championships, or yeah, it was, right?
Yeah.
Or
She
USA
actually
two.
she was doing well on World Championship, but
No, it was
her
USA
partner
two
got
that I'm thinking of,
disqualified.
when she had to go against Tori, correct?
Yeah, that was USA
Yeah.
too.
Um, Anyways, yeah, World Championship. I didn't like what she did with how she kind of turned on Kellyanne, but I feel like that means maybe there's going to be some friction this season. So maybe there's going to be some fights with Johnny. I am interested in seeing if Johnny can regroup and get her politicking back on track. She used to be really good at, well, at All Stars anyways, with being in the know, with everybody, being good with everybody, being able to kind of dictate some of the strategy that's going on. And she's been doing decently well physically. So I want to see what Johnny is able to do this season. Yes, 500K Johnny. Yeah, so I'm going to pick Johnny and see how she does here. She might be able to hide, which is what she's pretty good at. Hide for a while, get to the end, and then,
She
do well the
needs
final.
to. Jonna is such a solid pick, and I'm really excited to see her back on flagship. Yeah, the only thing that I'm concerned about for her is if she gets picked for an elimination.
That's not in her wheelhouse. Yeah.
That's not like a puzzle. Yeah, that concerns me for her. But if she can skirt that, she has a really good chance of winning.
Sophie's saying that Janae has beef with almost everyone on this cast. Is that true?
I think Johnny's like low key, like a pretty chaotic presence in the house, and it doesn't come off that way. Like it seems like it's like Kellyanne is chaotic, and that's where the feud stems from. But I think John A can get messy as well, but just like does it more with a smile as opposed to like getting in your face. So I wouldn't be shocked if she has some beefs. I don't think there's anything like super significant or out of the ordinary, but I wouldn't be shocked if she did make a messy move or two.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she's messy. She's messy. So let's see how she does. Get me some points, please. Thank you very much, Janae. Stick around to get me some points. Okay, so Michelle's next pick. So this is for the ladies. Okay. Okay, well, we're speaking of her. Michelle's third pick on her draft is, in fact, Miss Kellyanne. So Matthew, you did not risk it right because Michelle will be taking Kellyanne off the board. You and Michelle tend to draft similarly with people that you really like to root for. And so she is wanting to root for Kellyanne more than you.
I'm glad Kellyanne didn't go in the last round, so that makes me happy. I'm sad she's not on my team, but yeah, I think Kellyanne just has been a super fun character always, really. But her like resurgence on All Stars and Global has really been like a highlight of those two spinoffs. So I mean, if we can get Kellyanne on a flagship, and if she's kind of here to stay for the next few years, I'll be super happy. Like I mentioned, I'm a little worried about her place on her team, but if she can stick around for a little bit, I think she'll cause a bit of drama. I similarly to John A, I do worry about Kellyanne in an elimination, and I think the difference between her and John A is at least John A is really great at puzzles, where I don't think Kellyanne is
No, it's
really
not.
great at physical or puzzles. Kellyanne needs like an endurance elimination, and we just
Or
don't
a
see many
balance,
of those.
something a little bit more in her wheelhouse. Yeah, like
Yeah.
yoga,
Yeah,
saving
like
dogs.
John A is like, all right, 50-50 if she's gonna get something in her wheelhouse. Whereas like Kellyanne, it's like, all right, 25% you're gonna get something that she's good at. And I just don't think she has the connections to take her far enough where it becomes a game where she can actually win. I hope I'm wrong, but the as much Kellyanne as we can get in our screens, we'll be happy about.
Yeah.
Agreed. All right, and this is a little bit of a surprise pick. It will be Michelle's second pick on the board. She's going to go new school. She's going to go someone that has a great record for someone that just showed up on the scene, and he's also hunky. So we're going to go with Horacio.
I know.
Ooh. Horacio. So yeah, I think he's a decent pick. I'm not sure if he will be able to have longevity in the season, just for the fact that I think people are going to be scared of him. Jordan might be like, throw him down like as many times as we can, like get him to take out people for like I feel like they're going to use him as rookie of the year to take people out of the game. And so he might get something that he's not great at and then goes home. So like I would be worried just for him, but I think obviously he's a great pick and could get some points for dailies and maybe some elimination wins.
I think he's a valuable pick for sure. I'm always just generally worried for him because he's just so bad at politicking. Like that and he just doesn't care to do it. Like he just doesn't even want to try. So I think that's gonna impact him, especially like I think Horacio would do better if he was like an old school player. But like new school, you really have to politic. And you can't really hide behind anything there. So
Yeah, I think I actually agree with that completely. I think to me, Horacio is kind of like a Derek K, but he doesn't have the luxury of 20 years of relationships to carry him through the game. So Horacio can win any elimination and any daily, but my worry is if Nerys leaves the game before Horacio, I just
Yes.
don't think Horacio will care to talk to anyone. And he'll just be in the
Yeah.
gym. He'll get thrown into elimination. The house will want him out. If you get him in a puzzle or something where the house can help, they're going to try to get Horacio out because he is someone that can win a final. So I really think his game is tied to how long can Nerys stay in the game. But once Nerys gets clipped, if she gets clipped before him, I just think his complete social and strategic game will just be non-existent.
Yeah.
Now, for me, I'm going to do it. I'm going to bite the bullet. I'm going to take the banana man. Now, obviously, he's annoying. He's, interviewing everybody from Love Island, my favorite show this summer. And I'm like, stop tainting it. You're not a fan of Love Island. Like, I don't want you to be having these creepy kind of interviews with these 20-year-olds.
Yeah. And his goatee.
And his
Ew.
goatee. Who said he should do that? I didn't. But he has a track record that you can't really, avoid recognizing. He's won the most. He's good at a lot. He's has a lot of friends. People are just not going to necessarily throw him in. If he gets to a final, very good chance he could win. So I think that the Banana Man's going to be there for a long time. And being there for a long time means a lot of points. So I'm going to take bananas off the board. I know you guys don't want it, but
no, honestly,
do it for us.
I would have done the same thing. This is what number pick is this? It's like unheard of.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 6. He goes 6.
6.
Yeah. So.
The true ick. Willie says, good job, Chantele. You didn't let your emotions get to you, and you picked Bananas, who is very good at eliminations, and he's good at finals. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's undeniable. You can't deny it.
Matt, any thoughts, or what do you got next?
Yeah, no, I mean, Bananas, I think it's very hard to get Bananas out of a game early. I do think he has taken a bit of a step back in terms of his ability in, obviously physically, he's older. He's not going to win a headbanger as much as he would have back in the day. And I do think he's a little bit worse in terms of finals as he was 7-8 years ago, naturally. But he will be there for a while. And people like him, CT, Jordan, Cara, Tori, production doesn't want them to leave. So if there's any way to keep those people that cost more to get on the show in the game, they're going to figure out how to do it. And nobody costs more than Bananas, who's done 20 plus seasons. And looking at his team as well, he's by far the best man on his team in terms of physically and at the actual challenge. So I don't think his team is going to be itching to get rid of him anytime soon. So I think it's a good pick, especially at the 6th spot. But for me, I mean, I mentioned it earlier. When I first saw the cast list, I had penciled Darrell in as my winner. Just a kind of weird gut feeling there. So I'm going to take Darrell now. I think he is maybe not as well set up as someone like a CT or Bananas, but I do think nobody really wants Darrell out of the game. He's done a little bit better on All-Stars, and I think having more of that All-Stars crowd here, he's just going to be kind of a good like face and voice of that team, and I do think he'll make it pretty far. If he can win, remains to be seen. But I'll go Darrell here. It's just kind of a safer pick.
There's a lot of good guys on this season, Sophie. I mean, Darrell hasn't been performing as well as we're used to, but he still at times gets pretty deep in the game. And so hopefully he's quelled his fear of heights and he's learned to maybe politic a little bit. I mean, Darrell's a great pick, 7th, so I support this.
Yeah, overall, it is a really strong cast, but there are like some glaring blind spots with Darrell. Like, I always want Darrell to win. He's one of my favorite people in the whole challenge universe, but those blind spots they truly kill him every single time he comes on. So
Yeah, no
Yeah.
drama.
I think the thing about Darrell, I think Darrell would be even better set up if Amber B was on the cast.
yeah.
I think one issue with Darrell here is he doesn't necessarily have tight connections to Era 4, whereas Bananas and CT will have more connections there, and Jordan as well. Um, if Amber was here and he just had someone helping him out in another era, he has a V, which is good. Cara Maria, Era 2, he's tight with, but that not having really anything with Era 4 is potentially an issue. I mean, we don't really know how the eliminations will work, but if, say, Era 4 wins, it's like, all right, well, we know CT, we know Derek. Um, let's get, we know Mark, of course. Let's get Darrell and Brad in there because we don't really know them. That's a worry of mine. But I think for the most part, he's just a likable guy and
He gets
will
a lot
fit
of
in well.
confessionals, so
Yeah.
like, so we know he's gonna be utilized in this season. Fanta, next man.
Okay, this man truly gives me the ick.
Oh,
Since his season on Big Brother, for new champion, our last season, he surprised me. I was shocked that I was rooting for him. He still gives me the ick, but he is very well rounded, and I think we'll see him go far. So if you haven't already guessed, I'm going Kyland.
Kyland. I mean, I get it.
He took out a lot of people in eliminations. Like, he just gets, when he gets really, really dialed in, um, it's like kind of shocking how good he is. So yeah, and I think he's got a hookup. I think he's got a hookup as well. He's not afraid to get into some fights. So I think all around really well rounded. Very curious to see how he's gonna stack up against earlier eras as well.
Yeah, I think Kyland's a good pick. We're starting to get into the draft a bit here. He shows that he's capable of not just going with status quo. He's willing to say F you to major power structures and, and do his own thing and just be like willing to go down into eliminations and stuff like that. I think also the fact that he's a student of the game, like he's done all the like analytical studying of stats and all that stuff. So I think it will be interesting to see him with some of his heroes. And he'll probably want to work with them, and maybe he'll be able to get himself well insulated with people that he hasn't played with before. So for the fact that he knows the game, like I don't think anybody else in Era 4 knows the game or has seen any season. So I think that will be bode well for him in the game. So I think he's a decent pick here.
Yeah, I really like the pick of Kyland here. I think Kyland, to me, I would have him over Horacio. I think Kyland is as capable as Horacio, but cares way more. So it's just at the end of the day, if Horacio's not going to strategize and Kyland will, I think Kyland will be able to pick himself up a little bit better.
Like you, Luciana, when she said ick, I was like, okay, who are all my ick people? And then you're like, Big Brother. I'm like, oh my God, really? Who are my ick people? I thought you were going Polly here.
That's
I'm
what I
actually
thought too.
happier that you're with Kyland.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no. No, I will only take Polly if he's forced upon me.
Kinda. That's kind of how this cookie's gonna crumble, I'm sure. All right, Fanta, next female, please.
I am going for Naya.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna
no!
go
Sorry,
No!
Matthew.
full make out couple.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for the other half of that hookup that had me screeching in that trailer. But yeah, I mean, Naya it brings decades of drama experience. She's quite good physically. She's quit vaping, which is really, really important. I think that's gonna like make a huge difference. She's very well connected. Like, I do think she does have some, messy potential. I do agree with that 100%. I do think that she has some blind spots for sure, in terms of like puzzles, and sometimes she doesn't like really push herself as much as she could. Hopefully, like Jordan can like really, you know, be a motivator for her. But yeah, I think that Naya is just she's gonna bring the action.
It's great. So, like a great pick. I was hoping that she might fall to me this round, but she didn't let it happen. Matthew also seemingly was hoping to get Naya next. So it wouldn't have fallen to me. But yeah, I think that she has some exes, has some new partner relationships. She has some beefs, like, and she's not afraid to speak her mind and clap back. So yeah, I think that she's a well-rounded point getter for the draft, and she's physically capable of doing some stuff. So it's good. Scooter, yes.
Yeah, I'm really upset that Naya didn't follow me. I had her ready to go next pick. I think she's someone that I don't think necessarily can win like a modern final, but I think she physically she can win eliminations, and she can be super messy. And it seems like she has a lot of friends leaving this season too. I know she was traveling with quite a few people after the show had ended filming. So she's obviously made some good connections here. And I think Naya's a really good pick. And being with Jordan and Tori and Avery on a team, I think that's going to be a tight crew along with Devin. So I think that could be a really strong nucleus there.
I'm gonna update Allison here on our draft. So Fanta currently has Emily, Theo, Cara, Kyland, and just picked Naya. Matthew has Amanda, CT, Jenny West, and Darrell, and is about to pick his next female. I have Laurel, Jordan, Janae, and Bananas. And Michelle has Rachel, Derek C, Kellyanne, and Horacio.
Michelle's list.
No. So I am going to. Okay, person I'm going to take is someone I used to enjoy a lot more on my TV. In recent years, I don't dislike her, but I have soured a little bit. She's in a new relationship with someone from this cast.
Oh, God.
So I think that's going to help her. And I just mentioned that I think he's going to be in a tight group, and I think she's going to join in on that. So I'd be shocked if she went home early. Very strategic on her last season, even if it was kind of the Axis of Evil alliance. But I'm going to go Michelle. Really good with puzzles. So I think that's going to help her. I think she's underrated with endurance as well. She's done well in a few mini finals, and physicality is not her strong suit, but I think she's really good socially. And if she can, I think Amanda is going to be a bit of an outsider. So if she can just avoid Amanda getting into power, I think Michelle should be able to fade into the background for a little bit. And if she needs to win an elimination or two and it happens to be a puzzle, she can do so. But, yeah, and her relationship with Devin, I think, will carry her quite a bit.
It's true. Purple jacket, orange shirt. Yeah. I know. Like, of course, Michelle is going to need to be picked. As much as she's not my favorite contestant, she knows how. She's learned how to get far into the game, and so I may not like her style of gameplay, but for her, it's been effective so far. Especially with her having a lot of control and power in her most recent season in Battle for New Champion. Yeah, but I don't think I'm going to enjoy her journey this season because I don't like who she's teaming up with, in the sense that giving the Vacation Alliance more power, which means that they're going to dominate, well, likely, and it's just not going to be what I want to see because they're going to go after the people that I'd prefer to be in the game. So yeah, I get it, but I don't want it to be true.
I wonder. I wonder if she's going to kind of adjust her gameplay this season, because it's interesting. I do think that Jay intentionally took and is going to take a couple seasons off to take some heat off. So I'm interested if Michelle's approach is going to be as hard politically, or if she's going to kind of get other people to do her dirty work and really try to hide behind that. Because I mean, Michelle, like, you can't deny, is like from Survivor to the challenge, she is like an incredible strategist. So I'm very curious to see how that's going to change.
I'm happy that she's not going to be there with Jay, and I do prefer Devin's strategy over Jay's. So fine, but I just don't like the whole group, and we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if it allows me to like her more or even less.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to like my team any less, but I'm going to have to make my team as hateable as possible. I just I can't let her go any further because she will be a point getter. I can't. I think I have to do it here. Like,
just do it. Rip the Band-Aid off.
I think I have to.
Rip the Band-Aid off. That's fine.
Take Anissa.
If I'm going with the Vacation Alliance, I'm taking Tori over Anissa. I'm sorry. I have to do it, guys. Like, I know, but it just goes along with my team having bananas. I gotta have Tori there, like two people that I'm not excited to root for, but they still might do well, unfortunately. So,
honestly, if you
strong.
didn't, I would have.
Like,
yeah.
She's won, recently. She has a lot of friends on the season. Production loves her. She's gonna get into some stuff with Amanda likely, and who knows, she might even find someone to hook up with, because she tends to find a guy on each season too. So maybe I'll be getting some hookup points. As long as there's no drama points with her and Jordan, I'll be okay.
Oh, please no. If we have another full season of Jordan and Tori drama, like, we need to move past that. And honestly, like, if we didn't get any of that stuff and they were just cordial or on good terms, I do think Tori has a chance to be much more likable. But if we're just gonna go 25 episodes of Tori and Jordan spatting the whole time, it's gonna be a nightmare for everyone watching.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for this potential, right? So
yeah, but the problem is, like, Amanda's just gonna go home early, and then Tori will just be boring for 20 episodes unless she's fighting with Jordan. So, and I know, and that's coming from someone that took Amanda second overall. Like,
we haven't forgotten.
Yeah, they're all gonna target Amanda immediately. Tori will get in a fight with her in episode like 1 to 3, and then, like, what is Tori's story from there if not Jordan? That's what I'm curious to see. Like, is there more to Tori?
Maybe there'll be jealousy within the Vacation Alliance because Nisa gets closer to like Nerese and Olivia and maybe Michelle, and she feels left out.
I think the best case scenario is like the old school people just be like, fuck the Vacation Alliance. Like, they've been running the show for the last 5 years. Like, let's get them out and they make them work for it. I think that's a possibility.
I'm also interested in this, the Tori Cara beef or not beef. Rumor has it that Cara wasn't allowed back onto the flagship because the production wanted to give Tori the best chance of winning a season. I don't know if it's true. It was a rumor, but if there is something there, that could be interesting to see air out. So this could be fun. I'll take it.
That would be. These are the matchups we want. These are the pay-per-view
And they better not be throwing stars at a board.
Oh my god. That was such a production flub. Oh my god. I can't even get started about that.
Cara, I mean, she may, but I think Cara is the type of person that ends up rubbing a lot of people the wrong way. And so it might become a pylon, and Tori might jump into a pylon on Cara potentially. But I don't think that she's going to be able to evade whatever beefs she has with anybody. Cara, that is.
I think Tori.
No.
I think Tori will be okay with Cara. I think Tori cares a lot about her image, and if Laurel and Cara are going at it, I think Tori will try to be more of a peacemaker here. Um, and they might have spats early on, but I do think Tori will come into this trying to be cool with Cara. Maybe not
Yeah.
working together, but I could see them being at least civil. I think Laurel is a different story where Laurel and Cara might get nasty. I don't think Tori will get nasty with anyone except Amanda.
All right, so Michelle, she did want to get Amanda, but you took Amanda from Michelle early. So it looks like you would not have gotten Amanda if you had left her. So her next pick then is Nerys. Michelle
That's
is
my next pick too.
for Nerys and Horacio on her team Lovebirds, team People's Choice. Nerys is a great pick. We've seen her have a lot of heart. She's willing to get into drama, clap back. She's able to have the story be about her, which I think is really important for a star. She is a star, and I think that if she stays on the season a while, she will create drama and points. Now, I don't know in the team format how well she's going to do, and so because it seems like she's good at partnership. Male-female partnership, she's able to work really well with other people, but I'm not sure about team format. But I would want to have Nerys on my team here. I think she would be probably next on most of our lists. So
Yeah.
good on Michelle.
Yeah, I think Nerys, it's super interesting because I do think coming into it, Olivia and Michelle are going to be very reluctant to go after Nerys again after what happened last season. So I do think Olivia and Michelle will make an effort to make amends with Nerys. Obviously, Nerys also has Kylan and Horacio on their team. But without knowing the format, my worry for Nerys on the flip side is if other teams can decide who goes into elimination, they saw how great Nerys was at
And
the
smart.
finals, at those kind of mini final style eliminations. And I could see the other three eras wanting Nerys out. So that's my worry there. I think in her own era, she's well insulated, but I think people I mean, Taylor Swift says it best. People throw rocks at things that shine. So if Nerys is the new shiny object in the challenge world, and we just saw her completely dominate a season, I believe she had the most confessionals ever on a season of the challenge. And everyone loves Nerys right now. So I could see these other big names wanting her out. It's like people like Tori, Cara, Laurel, even if they don't have beef with her, it's just like they want to regain their spot, their throne, right? They want to be the face. So I worry there, but I love Nerys, and she was my next pick as well.
Yeah.
You're being called out for being a Swiftie by Sophie.
I would have never
Guilty.
guessed. I would have never guessed.
I'm going to the Taylor Swift concert in November.
Oh my goodness. Matthew. Okay, send us the footage.
Yes, you got to document it. Let's do a vlog. All right, Michelle's next pick. Now, she definitely enjoys this person more than I think what he's given us deserves. He didn't have a great showing on his most recent appearance on All Stars 4. He got taken out early by Leroy, and he kind of burned some bridges on the way. Now I don't know if he's made up with Cara Maria since. He's another person that doesn't necessarily like to politic it at all. And then he doesn't really do well in sometimes these eliminations. So yes, I enjoyed hearing his perspective for the most part when he had a little bit of a live with Jemmy. But he also says that he's not a fan of Tina, that she's kind of has a potty mouth. And I'm like, we love Tina, but Michelle loves Brandon, so I'm going to give it to her here. She gets Brandon.
Yeah, I mean,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Brandon is very beloved. Like, that is undeniable. But it's kind of sad that, like, the first season back, after so long, people have been asking him to come back. He, like, finally kind of stands up for himself and, like, tries to make a move, and it just blows up in his face. So hopefully he's, like, kind of learned a little bit more. But I mean, if you think back to, like, any of our favorites, kind of like first season, where they're like, okay, I'm gonna try this, and then they fail, and then they come back, and then they eventually win. But that's a blind spot where Brandon just hasn't played for so many years. And yeah, I question his strength elimination wise, so that makes me worried for him. But always love Brandon.
I hear you.
Yeah. Brandon was unfortunately last on my list of men. I just don't, I think he's coming in just with the odds stacked against him. He doesn't really have many allies at all. If he was close with Cara and they're on rocky terms, that's like another issue for him there. But I also just think, like, looking at his era, like Bananas and Nehemiah, I think, are the 1-2 in terms of strength. And then Derek and Ryan are a tight two. And Brandon's kind of just there. I think he's super expendable. I don't think anyone else from other eras really knows him too well either. And like we've seen, he gets a lot of bad luck. And I just don't know if I do like him as a person. He seems like a good guy just from interviews and whatnot. I just don't know if it's ever going to be a thing on the challenge. Like he's had a lot of bad luck, but I think a lot of it is also just lack of connections too. And if you try to make big moves, but you don't have allies, it's just never going to hit. And he might try again to make big moves, which I like, but if it doesn't hit, and then he's going to be the next one gone, right?
No.
So I do worry. He was last for me, unfortunately, but I do think he's a pretty decent guy.
So for me, I'm going to go with Beth's Tenderoni, and I'm going to pick up Nehemiah. Now, he doesn't really have, the West in the season that really is going to help him. But he has he does have people in these older eras. And if one and era two kind of stick together to go up against era three and era four, I think that he might be able to get some insulation. I don't know how him and Derek are right now. But I can see them putting any beef that they have aside for the ultimate goal of just getting those two eras further down the road. So I'm going to take Nehemiah off the board here with the hope that he does well. He's consistent. He's not super flashy and he's not super bad. He's quite consistent. So let's see if consistency will get him to a final. Yeah, I agree. If Wes was here, he would have been picked earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Nehemiah's a really good pick. I think he's like built connections in All Stars. I think he's just a likable guy as well. So I don't think people are going to be like itching to get him out by any means. And I think low pro, he is physically strong. I mean, he beat Derek in a pole wrestle, and we know what Derek can do in a pole wrestle. So I think Nehemiah's low pro, like smart, strong, quick, and he's a good relationship builder. He can strategize. I think he's pretty well rounded. And honestly, like at this point, like I wouldn't be completely shocked if he won a season. I think he's also younger than people think. I think he's still in his kind of mid to late 30s, which is puts him right in that kind of middle ground for this cast. So I think he's a pretty solid pick.
Thank you. Matthew?
Okay. For me, I do think there is one person left, a couple people left that I think can potentially win. This next person really impressed me on a few of his recent seasons. Now, he's never won before, but I do think, in my opinion, he's the best player of all time that's never won, for the men at least. So
Wow.
I'm going to go Corey Warden. I think Corey, where he struggles with puzzles, of course, and math, he's one of the physically strongest men we've seen in the last few years. And I do think he's gotten a lot better socially and strategically over the last couple seasons that he's done. He really impressed me on USA 2, where I believe he was the only man to not see an elimination, which for Corey is super impressive because he used to be known just for causing shit, getting into elimination, and
Which is when I
eventually going
didn't mind
home.
him, right?
Yeah, and I
Well, he
think
was annoying
there
with
is
Team Young Buzz, but when he was like hooking up with people and like, that was kind of an entertaining Corey.
I
Yeah.
do still think he has that in him, though. I don't think he's going to be someone that's just going to suck up to the Vacation Alliance completely. He might do it when he has to, but at the end of the day, I think Corey knows better than to just play Banana, CT, and Jordan's game. So I'm hoping at least that he will take shots when the time is right. And he is just someone I think that physically is super strong. And I do think Corey will win a challenge at some point. Will it be this season? I don't know. Probably not. But I do think he has it in him.
I was toying between Corey and Nehemiah here. I just think I wanted to root more for Nehemiah than for Corey, but kind of in the same positioning as to their ranking, I would say, for sure. Fanta!
Wow. Okay. I'm for my two picks here. I'm gonna go for Leroy. Kept him on the board for quite a bit, but I was like toiling in between Leroy and Derek K, and I think that I like the odds of Leroy a bit better than Derek K. They're both like drama wise, I think, going to be pretty equivalent because they're just family men. So, but I think Leroy is really really good in eliminations, and I feel like he got like a really um, hard the short end of the stick with that elimination
Well,
in
short
All
into the straw,
Stars.
I think, is
Sort
more
of,
like
yeah.
it.
Like I was just like, yeah, the straw, of course. I missed that. But yeah, that killed me. So I think he'll be like quite focused, and I think he'll do really well. Like socially, everybody loves Leroy. Um,
And he's got
but I
bananas back. He's got
and
bananas
he's
back
got
with him.
bananas, so I think that it's kind of crazy to not snag him. Um, and
This
then
was the round 3 for the men, Natalia.
yeah, and then for girlies, I'm gonna go with a uh, reliable, boring, well-rounded workhorse. I'm gonna go for Casey. Not particularly my most beloved challenger, but again,
Reliable.
reliable workhorse, well-rounded, well insulated. We're not really probably going to get any drama out of her, but I think it's a time to pick her up.
Yeah, it's called KC Furniture Company around here.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I think Casey is probably the last woman on that's left that could win the season. Obviously, she could win and not have any confessionals, which is just crazy, but she could win nonetheless. Um,
She's
now, Casey
gonna
on
explain at least one challenge.
Yeah,
yeah,
she'll
her
explain a
confessionals.
quarter of one challenge and then talk about how much she misses Nani.
Yeah, we might get a phone call home with Nani just to get Nani's face on season 40. So that I wouldn't be surprised about. But yeah, Casey's just like super well insulated, and to her credit, she's like really great socially. She doesn't have enemies, which is part of why she gets no airtime. Um, so I do think Casey could win and has won before. So at this point, I mean, pretty strong pick there.
Yeah, who
Uh,
knows? Amanda
for me,
might start shit with her.
I think Amanda would.
Amanda
I think Amanda
would,
said,
but
If
will she
yeah.
like
if then
actually?
she would be like, "You boring ass fuck, mama."
For me, I will go. I'm going back to my roots and gonna go with a drama girly here. Give me Tina. Just love that Tina's here. I wish Veronica was on the cast as well, but I think Tina, for as long as she's there, like she will start shit. We saw in the preview she was yelling at someone. She's got a history with bananas. They don't get along. So if anyone's gonna be yelling at bananas, I want them on my team. So give me Tina here, and we'll enjoy the ride while we can.
Yeah.
Super fun. Love Tina. Tina is very responsive on Twitter. So I was on another podcast talking about Era One, and she retweeted it and comment on it. So I'm like, oh my god, am I besties with Tina? So yes. Tina is a great pick. I think I would be friends with her. I would be part of the Mean Girls Alliance. I'm sure. I'd be like, sorry.
Fanta.
You know I would be. Yeah, but I love Tina. So yeah, she's gonna call people out and she doesn't care. We see she's calling out somebody at that challenge in the preview. And so I'm curious to see who's gonna get some Tina smoke.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, exactly. Josh was here saying, like Tina saying, how many fucking people hate you? Who do we think she's talking about here?
She's got to be talking to bananas, I think. I don't know who else.
Yeah. Because that's I feel like that's right. Because initially, like you think you're like, oh, it must be another woman, but I'm like, who could that possibly be? Like
I
I
think
say
I'm like,
if it's a woman, like I guess Cara, but I don't know that they would want to be like having that many storylines of Cara being hated. So I could see, yeah, it being bananas. I hope it's bananas.
I don't think it'll be Cara. I think
Jordan. Do they even know each other?
Jordan.
I don't think it's Jordan. Jordan's like really well liked. To be on a season with like 5 of your exes and everybody's totally chill, like I don't think it's Jordan.
maybe she's gonna go into new school and like with like Amanda and be like, Tori or Michelle or something. No.
Oh my God, I hope she's not talking about Amanda, because if she's yelling at Amanda there, I'll be devastated.
I don't think. I feel like they would be on the same train. I think Rachel's beside her and she's screaming past her.
Yeah,
So
Rachel's like doing her like makeup or something. And then or she's like looking in a mirror, like she's sitting beside Rachel and Rachel's like non-responsive to this
yeah,
fight.
it doesn't seem like she's talking to Rachel from what I remember of the
that's not
the trailer. All right. Oh shit, it's my turn. Do you know what? I'm gonna do a little new school myself. I think, yeah. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of her or her game. I do think that she'll get into drama. We do know that she's gonna get a little bit of hookup and that she's in love right now. I do think that she's gonna be pulled into the Big Asian Alliance. So yes, you've got it right, Willie. I'm gonna choose Olivia here.
Damn.
Sorry.
I was gonna pick her next.
I've gotten a bit higher on Olivia in recent months. Looking back on her journey on 39 for Battle for a New Champion, obviously I'm 100% team Nerys, and Nerys is one of my favorites, like modern challengers. But I think Olivia's move to blindside Nerys is one of the most like cutthroat moves in challenge history. And I think like when we look back on the biggest moments 10 years from now, we'll remember that moment. And whether it was good or not, I just think it was such a cutthroat, like bold move that that's what I love to see. Like it doesn't have to be a good move, but if you make this crazy move that's going to have us talking for years about it, I mean, I can respect that. So I like the pick of Olivia here, and I do think she'll give drama and hookup points as well, and can win a physical elimination or two. So I don't mind that at all.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, Michelle's next two picks are, what are we doing, ladies? Sorry, Michelle didn't put them like in order. She just like numbered them. So I'm like, I was like trying to read them. 6, I think okay, so this person ends up being Michelle's 7th pick overall. She's another old, reliable contestant. They are able to win. They don't cause much drama though, but she may last a while. She may win some dailies. She could win the final. Hopefully that she'll do better than her last showing, which was on World Championships, where she was paired up with Benja from Argentina, and wasn't able to really have a lot of social clout in the game, and he wasn't great physically. So hopefully she will be able to do better at this time around. We know she doesn't like bananas so much, so maybe there might be some arguments. Maybe her and Kellyanne might be able to come together again and maybe work together or something. So I think this is a decent pick for Michelle, especially in this spot. So we are going with Jody here for her.
Yeah, I like it. I actually really liked Jody on World Championship. I think she brought more entertainment, a little bit more entertainment there than on All Stars. She did go after, or was one of the people going after, the Bananas Tori Jordan side of the house. She had the iconic line where she told Tori that she's voting for Jordan because that will hurt Tori more than voting for Tori herself, which I love. So Jody she'll mix it up a little bit. She might not be super vocal and be in your face like a Kellyanne, but she's not going to play someone else's game. And that might get her into some trouble, especially considering Jordan and Tori do have quite a few people working with them here. But I love Jody, and obviously still physically super strong as well.
Yes. Anything else to say, Fanta?
Yeah, I mean, there's no massive surprises with Jody. I do like her a lot. I'm always wanting her to do well. Hopefully, she can snag a new era win.
Now, the next person is, I think, for me, might be a little bit early in the draft, but I think that Michelle is going for somebody that she expects to be there for the long haul because nobody is necessarily threatened by them. They have a lot of friends in the game, friends who likely will be wielding some power, friends like Laurel. And so we're going next for the men with Ryan Kehoe here. I'm not sure if he will cause any drama points, but he has his friendship with Derek. Derek has been doing better in recent seasons, so maybe he's going to have some power. As I said, Laurel might have some power, and he has just some people in his era that I think that he's played with before. So I think he has a chance to have longevity. I don't know if I see him winning, but I can see him lasting a while. So going for the longevity points here.
Yeah, he'll last long, but he just kind of seems like he's just there for the ride and the fun of it. And if All Stars kept going, like if there wasn't a purge, he would have been there to the end.
That's true. Very true.
I'm worried about Ryan in the game just because he's not the most physical, but he is really good socially. And if anyone doesn't follow Ryan on Instagram, give him a follow. He is so funny. He does Q&As like 3-4 times a week, and he'll answer literally anything. So people will be asking him like fuck kill marries with like people from the challenge, and he will go in like depth about why he's choosing to fuck kill and marry this person, and this person. He's really funny guy. So I think he can fit in well. I just obviously worry if he gets into an elimination or another purge situation. He's probably on the weaker side, if not the weakest man on the cast. But socially, I think he can do good.
Well, now for me, I am. Hold on, where's the comment that I wanted to do this with? Well, I don't love this person. I have liked him in the past when he was an opponent to Bananas, but now he's fallen in line, learned how to win a season of the challenge, coming back a winner, coming back to start up a new relationship. We're probably going to be really annoyed with him, but I do think that I have to take him in this spot, and that is Devin. I'm sorry.
I knew it was coming. That's fine. I knew.
It had to happen. It did. Matthew, you had a bit of a reaction.
Yeah, I mean, I would never have taken Devin. Devin is like, it doesn't matter who else is even there for me. Like Devin, I'm not taking him. Part of the reason I didn't want to pick first in this draft is because I was worried I would be stuck with Devin at the end. And I'm like, I'm not even gonna risk it. Even though he's not the worst and he has won, I'm just like, I'm not risking a chance of me being given Devin. So that's why I chose second pick. So at the very least, I could choose between two men if it came down to it.
Wow, that's a big dislike. Okay, well, who are you going to
Cannot
take then now?
I will not let him soil my team. Who am
My
I
team
gonna
is
pick now?
called Spoiled, I think. I think I just named it right now. This team is like Matthew's hate.
Who am I gonna take now?
Oh my
Let me check my watch.
god. No!
It's Tony time. I need Tony on my team. He's like one of the last few people left that I actually very much love as a character on the show. I don't think he will do all that well. I think he is someone on his era that's super expendable, considering Jordan and Devin are there. I think Corey's better insulated than him. Leroy obviously has bananas. Tony has bananas too, but Tony's been gone for a while. He was only on a couple episodes of All Stars. But if there's an eating challenge, he's going to win. He is in great shape right now. And he will bring some messiness. So hopefully he's not going to be hooking up because he's got a wife and a few kids at home. But
Oh my god.
shock me completely. But yeah, give me Tony at this point.
I would be so
Yeah,
nervous if there was messy Tony because yeah, it's like what messy Tony are you gonna get? Hook up, which yeah, he's got children and a wife, or drinking, which we all know how that ends. So that makes me very nervous.
Well, no, I was definitely very close to picking Tony. I just got worried. I was influenced by the trailer, and we don't see him in the trailer, and so I was just scared that something else happened. We were excited to see Tony on All Stars 4. He had to leave first episode. We don't really know why, and I'm just worried that something might pull him out again. And so that's why I was just hesitant here. But
he's too messy to show on the trailer. That's why he wasn't on the trailer. He's just being way too messy.
Yeah, they want to save all the mess.
Yeah, maybe.
They can't show him cheating on his wife and doing all this craziness on the trailer. They got to save it for the main show.
Okay.
Oh my god. Ah, this is making me. I'm freaked out.
Okay, so Fanta, who do you have next?
I am going to go with Derek K. I was toiling in between, him and Marky Mark, but I do feel as though Derek is better in eliminations than Mark.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that people would be like more scared to go against Mark in elimination, but Derek, I mean, versus Joss is like forever imprinted in our minds. So I think he's well insulated. I think he'll go far. I think politically he's good. I don't really think there's going to be much in the way of drama with him. But I think he'll have a solid run.
So he's like, Fantastic, Kirku could be on reality and Polly's still on the board.
For
Yeah, right.
Derek, I think Derek is just the kind of guy where he just cares so much to be there that
Yeah.
I think that's the right pick. Whereas, I mean, I'll touch on Mark briefly here as well. I think Mark is like the kind of guy where all of his friends are here, and I could see Mark being someone that would fall on the sword for his friends because Mark obviously has a lot going on. Derek is someone has a family at home. Brad has a family at home. CT, Darrell, they all have families, and Mark is like an executive producer for All Stars. He's showing up here as like an homage to Era One and to Road Rules, but I think Derek actually is showing up to go far in this game and to show he's still that pit bull. I think Derek and Mark both have great relationships, but I just think Derek cares so much more,
Yeah.
not only than Mark, but also than most of the men on the cast. So I'd be pretty surprised if Derek went home early. Yeah, at this point, I think of the 5 men left, Derek is probably the easy choice to go far.
Yeah. He also just had a baby recently, so I think that's gonna also fuel his fire a little bit more as well.
For sure. Okay, Fanta, who's your next lady?
I'm going with somebody we haven't seen for many, many, many years, but she did win.
Once.
She once, yes. She's not on many lips, but I'm gonna go with Aviv. Um, Jordan did mention that he was very impressed with her showing in this season. So I don't know necessarily that there's going to be like a ton of drama, but I think she's going to show up.
I mean, at this point, it's time for Aviv to come off the board. She looks like she's in good shape.
Yeah.
She's going to be reconnecting with Darrell. That could be really interesting. She's only had one season. Now, hopefully she's a fan, because if her one season is fresh meats were people that knew of the show. And so they knew what they were auditioning for because they wanted to be a part of it. So hopefully she's been a fan this whole time and she's kind of watched. So she has maybe an idea of who to align with, or we could see her come in and perform really well and then also be decent strategically. So maybe this will be her teaming back up with Darrell and being a little bit more of the strategic aspect of his game, and they can go far and do well together. I don't know. So
Yeah.
I don't really know what to expect from her, but we know that she's capable of winning and she has her partner with her. So
Yeah. I mean, we literally have no idea what to expect, which makes this pick potentially super beneficial for you. Because for all we know, she could be the next, like, she could be the greatest thing we've ever seen, and we just haven't seen it enough. So, yeah, I think that's a solid gamble. For me, I will go with another champion as well, another firecracker. So give me Katie at this point. Between Katie, Anissa, and Avery, I don't think any of them could really win. Anissa probably has the best chance of going far or even making a final, but yeah, none of them are going to win, and I just want the extra drama on my team. And if we can get Katie yelling at a person or two before she heads out, just give me that point, and we'll call it a day.
You'll get it. You'll get it. When there's like a heights over water, she'll be yelling at everyone.
So you're doing Katie. I mean, Katie's fun. Like,
Yeah.
she will hopefully get you some drama points. Yeah, she's definitely gonna fight with people. So I love Katie. I think I am gonna go with Avery here. I mean, I thought that she was going to do better in All Stars 4. She didn't. I thought that she must have done something to impress them in order for them to invite her to season 40. I think it's just because she answered the call. But, you know, she's physically strong. Maybe with her doing All Stars before this, she got a fire lit underneath her. Maybe she's going to come back in with a different energy and like want to do better. She has some of her old Real World Brooklyn castmates on this season, so she's going to have a little bit more power, we'll say, in the game. And so, especially with Jordan being a really strong man in the game, Naya is also super strong. It's very possible that she's going to be in a better position here. So let's see how Avery is going to do. Anything else?
Yeah,
Fanta?
I think
Then,
Avery is Avery is kind of similar to Aviv in a way. Like, we really don't know much about her as a competitor. I mean, she was just on All Stars 4, but seems like she did solid. Didn't get a lot of airtime. So I think there is decent expectations for her. I do worry. Something I fully didn't even think about until right now is this era invitational thing. We also don't really know how that works, and Avery was someone that did get purged out of All Stars All Stars 4, although it was against Laurel, so it's hard to knock her too much for that. But if it is a purge, I mean, maybe Jordan won't even have the opportunity to protect her. Although
did I say Brooklyn? I meant Portland. I'm
Portland,
mixing up Jordan and Naya with Avery, who is with what? John? Wait, hold on.
No, they were all on Portland. Johnny.
Okay, I'm calling it Brooklyn. Brooklyn was with Sarah Rice, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Chat and Devin.
Name of the city I am mixing up, but correct cast. Correct. Sorry. Okay, so that means that Michelle is going to be left with Anissa. Michelle is, I don't know how she's going to feel about
Michelle's team is very interesting.
It's unhinged. Okay, so let me just see who she has next up here. Sorry, just give me 1 second.
Yeah, while you're looking, I was on Anissa. To me, like, the fact that we're doing a draft and she's the last pick of the women when she's done 20 seasons, it's kind of sad. I mean, it's at this point, it's like, can we move on? If you have no shot of winning, you're not bringing much in the entertainment or hookup departments. I get she's an OG and like she's gonna be on this cast, but fact of the matter is, like, nobody has faith in her ever winning, and I think it might be time to kind of move on and start
hang up the tensor bandage.
Yeah, the tensor bandage. Oh my God.
For Michelle's final male pick, we're gonna go with Mark Long, the Godfather himself. You know, I do worry that he might fall on his sword for his fellow comrades, but we know that he's strong. He's going to help out that Era 1 team with the men. If he does make it past this invitational, like, who knows how that's going to go down, as we just mentioned. But I think in this position, Mark is a pretty good spot.
Yeah.
Good pick. It's fine. Now, who am I going to pick for my last guy pick? Can you tell me, Matthew, who's left?
Yeah, we have Brad, Polly, and Josh.
I will take Brad off that list, please.
I don't like where this is going. You guys.
I mean, Brad, he hasn't been that impressive in the last All Stars or whatever, but I think that he still will go further than. Well, he'll go decently far, and I'd rather root for him than the other two, to be fair. So I'm going to go with Brad. He's a family man. He's got that beard, so maybe we'll have some more skits with Nehemiah imitating Brad with Jonna's hair extension as his beard. Maybe we'll get another moment like that, huh? But the question is right now, and this is kind of for Matthew and Fanta, is who would you rather, Josh or Polly? And Matthew, who would you rather give her and take for yourself?
Here's the thing. Josh and Polly, we've seen both Josh and Polly get purged out of the game before. Josh's first season, he got purged. He shouldn't have even been on the cast in War of the Worlds 1. Polly got purged in War of the Worlds 2, I believe. So they've both been purged, and it seems like the season 40 is going to start with some sort of purge. So immediately I'm concerned for both of them. Now, if we're looking ahead, if they make it past that first couple episodes,
Truly I do think
Josh has better connections. Polly has Cara there. Polly's better as a competitor, but Polly really disappointed me on USA 2, where he kind of bent the knee to Bananas and Tori. I think he's going to do the same thing for a few other people here. Josh, well, inauthentic, will get in people's faces. He'll have an argument or two. He won't win anything. He won't win an elimination. So there is that. But give me Josh. I think Josh might get in a screaming match with somebody. If Josh can make it past the purge, I think he'll be there for the long haul. He has allies, and people will use him as someone that's easy to beat in an elimination later on. So I could see him making it to the midway to end game, and then just getting clipped whenever someone needs an easy out.
Which means that to round off Fanta's team, we have Polly Calafiore. How are you feeling, Fanta?
I feel bamboozled. For
Bamboozles, you chose the order. You
one. No, but you know what? Thank you. Yes, please. I'll take all the sympathy points from everybody. Please do feel bad for me. Venmo me your dollars. I don't feel as horrible because I know Polly is going to get like drama points for sure. I just want it to be like very well known for anybody that watches this, like when they do see my draft, that I didn't pick him. That's my only.
I'll put all the pictures up in like a chart in the order that we picked, and so you'll see that he fell to you.
Thank you. Yes,
you did not bend the knee
No.
to Polly on your team.
My hand was forced. Yeah, you guys conspired. Have you been texting? Were you texting through this?
I mean,
Conspired against me.
I wasn't gonna pick him. I didn't know it was gonna be against Josh and him in the end. I thought someone might.
That's so funny. But of course it was between Josh and Polly in the end. How else would it have ended?
But I think Josh will get more points because he just has a big mouth, right? And so I can see him starting up shit. And, yeah. So I'm sorry that you got Polly. But so Fanta, your team is Emily, Theo, Cara, Kylan, Naya, Leroy, Casey, Derek, Aviv, and Polly. How are you feeling hearing all the names together?
I think my team is awesome. This is like, I think the first time I've ever done a draft where I'm like, you guys better watch out. That's a great team.
Let's clip this, guys. We'll see into the season how well that quote stands.
I'll be shocked if I lose. I'm serious.
Wow. Okay. She'll be shocked if she loses. Matthew's team is Amanda, CT, Jenny West, Darrell, Michelle, Corey, Tina, Tony Time, Katie, and Josh. How are you feeling?
I feel good. I think I got a good mix. I got the drama in Amanda, Katie, and Tina, and Tony. I've got proven champs in CT and Darrell. I think Jenny West is not someone to be messed with as well. And I'm really high on Corey, so I really am liking my team. I think there is definitely some risk early on, but I think I'm pretty happy as well.
And just both of you maybe think about what your team name could be. And you don't have to, if you don't have one at the end of this, it's fine. We'll think of it later. But right now, mine is Team Soil, or maybe Soiled, I will say.
A bit sick, but
I have Laurel, Jordan, John A, Bananas, Tori, Nehemiah, Olivia, Devin, Avery, and Brad. Oh my gosh, this team. But they could win. They could.
You know, it's true. Like, it's true. I'm gonna
if
just be
wins. It's gonna be Matthew's least favorite season of all time, basically.
I
think. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I think Chantele, you have a good shot. You have some good people on your team.
It's a mess, but like they're good. But yeah, they're not my favorite people. And then Michelle has probably the most, we're probably going to call her team unhinged, but no, actually Matthew's team is more unhinged, I'd say. But Michelle has Rachel, Derek C, Kellyanne, Horacio, Nerys, Brandon, Jody, Ryan, Anissa, and Mark. Greta, your reaction.
So the thing about Michelle's team is I just think Michelle could have got almost every single player of hers a round or two later. Like I think like Derek C like would have been there at least a full round later. Brandon as well. I think even Ryan went second last round. Like probably could have got him last round. So I think that is a little tricky for Michelle's team, but she did steal Kellyanne from me. So I was gonna take her. So maybe she couldn't have got her around later.
So, people in the chat, do you have any thoughts or ideas on what we should name our team? I don't need to have teams soiled. So if you have any better ideas, please let us know. Do you guys have any thoughts for your team names? How do you feel about them? Anything going on in the cerebellum?
What is that? What's that one saying in Friday Night Lights? Clear
eyes, full hearts, can't lose.
Clear eyes. Yeah, clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose.
Oh, that's quite long.
Okay, that's my temporary name.
Okay. Temporary name is Clear Eyes. What? What's the rest?
Full hearts.
Full hearts.
Can't lose.
Maybe we'll use it as an acronym or something. Can't lose.
I might change it.
That's your temporary team name. Reality fakeness with 3 S's.
I like that. I think that's a good team.
Are they all fake? Who's fake on this team? Bananas, Tori, and Devin, we'll say.
Yeah.
And Olivia. All right.
I think. Yeah. I mean, Laurel's got some issues with Cara, so definitely a lot of fakeness there. I think Nehemiah and Derek K have a bit of a fake rivalry, so. I like that team name.
It's here for now. No.
Yeah, just Unification Alliance.
No.
You're basically a member at this point with all your drafts.
I'm pandering to the challenge podcast.
Oh my gosh.
I never said his name. Don't worry. Okay, and yeah, Matthew, do you have any thoughts for your name?
Give me I'll be Devil Time in honor of Amanda and Tony. So give me the Devil and Tony time. So we'll be Devil time for now.
All right. And chat, lastly, do you have any thoughts for Michelle's team, please? So let us know. So what are you guys doing? You guys have anything going on you want to share with the chat while they think of Michelle's team name? No.
I don't think so.
Oh, Team Chaos.
Waiting for the challenge.
I feel like she's been Team Chaos before. Oh no, it's Team Fire with a Y.
Oh wow! Like as in Fire Festival, which was also Chaos.
Dumpster Fire, yeah.
I'm sensing a theme.
Team K. No, we'll just do Team Chaos and Horacio. We'll do Team Chaos for now. If you have any better ideas, let us know in the comments box below. Thanks, guys, for doing this draft with me. Much appreciated. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Yeah, Fanta, you're not here all the time, so do you have any final words before we sign out?
No, I'm just so excited. I've been prepping by rewatching old seasons. I'm trying to hustle like me and my partner through. We're on Rivals 3 right now. I just want to finish Rivals 3 because I think that that's like really important before we start the new season. But
yay. Well, hopefully you'll be able to come on and do some recaps this season. Yes, we're going to watch episode 0. Oops, here. Oh my God, Bertina and Friends again.
That was one of my favorite names.
It's good. That we'll put that in. We'll see what she likes better. Yes, I'm going to watch episode 0. Matthew, do you want to recap it this week? Or how are you feeling?
Yeah. Yeah, I think The episode zeros have honestly been pretty good the last few years, so I think we'll get a lot out of it, and honestly, probably get to see like the formation of some alliances and whatnot, and the move into the house, which should be fun with this crop of characters. So yeah, for sure.
Okay, so expect us to go live after that episode airs. And I guess we'll see everybody soon. So please subscribe to the channel, like this video. Let us know whose team you think is going to be the best. If you have any better ideas for our team names, especially Michelle's, please let us know in the comments and we'll continue this conversation there. So see everybody
Yes.
on Wednesday. It's happening. Not All Stars, the challenge season 40. Yay. Bye, everybody.
Yay.